A lot of humans are concerned that the Ripple SEC case goes to beat back the approval of an XRP ETF. Well, in this video, we are going to talk approximately that actual factor because Jeremy Hogan simply weighed in on what he thinks will appear first, the end of the Ripple SEC case or an XRP ETF. In this video, we're going to speak approximately that, in addition to something on the stop of the video that I think now not sufficient human beings are being attentive to. And that is how the XRP ledger very quickly through interoperability becomes the maximum crucial blockchain inside the whole world. Guys, there is something known as the interledger that nearly absolutely everyone has overlooked for the beyond 10 years, and I trust this is a snoozing massive ready to absolutely alternate the enterprise. Like always, you are assisting me a lot to this channel. Thank you to absolutely everyone who takes the time to love those videos and enroll in the channel. These easy matters simply do assist me out a lot. Also, in case you ever want an excellent vicinity to shop for a few XRP, make sure to check out my favorite change-up maintained down inside the description of this video. With that said, they will just rub right into it, and I desire you men revel in the content. So I want to start off this video and simply quick highlight a present-day Ripple partnership, the usage of XRP. A lot of people constantly pronouncing, oh, wherein are the companions? Where are the establishments? Well, here's a big one proper right here. Now, I think this type of went underneath the radar because not quite a few human beings even recognize what this corporation is, what they do. I can't even pronounce their name, so I'm now not even going to try this right now. But what that is, a pretty widespread Ripple partnership. This partnership in particular goes to be highlighting remittances among Portugal and Brazil. But this organization in particular does near 90% of Forex. And on top of that, in the last 10 years, they have got performed tens to loads of billions of greenbacks in foreign exchange. They link to lots of the alternative partners like Western Union and a whole lot of those different remittance groups. So this appears to be a pretty huge deal going underneath the radar because no person inside the United States is aware of what this corporation is. However, they may be in reality a quite big player and doing all types of volume. So I thought this became quite cool. It's our first check in a while that Ripple is continuing to land and pass public with those partnerships. And it just shows that inside the heritage, this stuff are continually happening. And at the same time as we haven't visible necessarily the large banks jump in yet, in all likelihood, because of the regulatory uncertainty the USA is basically cast on the industry, we are still seeing Ripple genuinely make a few good-sized development with quite a few those fintech vendors and other remittance corporations that do not have the equal regulatory bars that your typical financial institution may have. Now that brings up the query, right? With these types of institutional partnerships, are human beings going to look at things like XRP otherwise than the relaxation of the cryptocurrency market? And for my part, the answer to that is yes, virtually. Institutional investors are going to examine XRP as something absolutely extraordinary than the rest of cryptocurrency. They are going to peer things like an XRP ETF stay. They're going to peer such things as a Ripple IPO. They're going to look such things as Brad Garlinghouse sitting on the Cryptocurrency Council. And all these things together are going to make it look like XRP has this deep layer of utility that's far and above the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Now, humans like me and also you, we already knew this proper. We already knew that XRP had this deep application because we recognize the fundamentals of what Ripple is building and why the XRP ledger is differentiated from everything else out there. But a variety of people just want simpler things. They simply need it to be right in front of them. They want the solutions written down in order that they don't need to think about it. And those are going to be apparent matters that permit that to show up. Now, what we are seeing right now is a de-HIDL wave of XRP ETFs. We're yet to see BlackRock. I definitely concept we would see BlackRock a bit quicker. BlackRock continues to be maintaining out. I'm certain we are going to get it in the coming months. But we are now seeing CoinShares list another XRP ETF and any other buying and selling application to go stay on the NASDAQ. This is extraordinarily thrilling, men. The fact that we're seeing a lot of these economic institutions submitting for XRP ETFs, this goes to motive billions to flow into the XRP environment through the years. And these are the ones, little things that don't appear like they make a huge difference, which are without a doubt going to solidify XRP within the eyes of the institutional investor. Now, with that said, a very interesting question maintains arising, and that is, are we able to approve an XRP ETF if the Ripple SEC case continues to be ongoing? Can we actually have an XRP ETF if Ripple is being sued by means of the SEC? It is a completely interesting question, and I failed to really know the answer to it. I idea in all likelihood not, however, perhaps I imply, how does that absolutely work? But Jeremy Hogan definitely weighed in this, and I notion his answer turned into very interesting. Jeremy Hogan says that it is much more likely that the case is settled sooner than the ETF approvals. Now, there's matters I really need to interrupt down here, and that's his particular terminology. He says proper right here that it's far much more likely that the case is settled previous to the one's ETF approvals. Now, if you've been looking at this channel for some time, I think that is very important terminology, because me, individually, I could an awful lot alternatively have the case settled than brushed off. I suppose if the case is settled, we without a doubt get a lot of readability for Ripple shifting ahead and their merchandise inside the United States. If the case is dismissed, we are nevertheless kind of waiting on rules. Let me come up with an example. Ripple and the SEC may want to cut a deal. Hey, in case you need to promote XRP to institutional investors, which was deemed a securities transaction with the aid of the decide, you just fill out this shape. Boom. Via an agreement, we dictated the shape. We dictated what you need to do. We dictated what you want to do compliantly. But if the case is simply dropped proper, then Ripple is told, what's up? You're not allowed to do that, or it's a securities transaction. But they have no way to virtually check in the securities transaction. This is something I usually move again to. Just because something's a securities transaction does not make it illegal. It's simply manner you need to sign up it. But if there is no manner to sign up it, it's de facto unlawful. So if Ripple can work with the SEC in a agreement, figure out how they honestly shape these products in a compliant manner transferring ahead, and if the SEC is willing to work with them, which I'm really certain they may be going, so one can do work with the SEC, then it makes no feel to simply brush aside the case. Just parent out what needs to be executed. Ripple places a list together announcing, hi there, we need clarity on XYZ, after which the SEC can provide that clarity. And Ripple will say, okay, in which do we sign up? How will we do this? Let's test off all the bins and we will try this with you, SEC. It's certainly an exceptional manner for the SEC to provide some steerage without having to go through the everyday lawmaking technique. I suppose Ripple may even get a few very customized solutions right here that the rest of the enterprise is probably anticipating a chunk longer. So I quite inspire this example to really be settled. And I suppose Jeremy Hogan is questioning that equal exact aspect. And the case is outright disregarded, proper. We nonetheless have a readability that XRP isn't always a security, but it doesn't open up the door to Ripple to, in all likelihood, do a number of the things that they need to do right now these days. That's what an agreement gives us. Is it going to offer banks the remaining clarity to hold XRP and difficulty tokens at the XRP ledger? No, this is going to require Congress, but it does permit Ripple to go to these financial institutions and say, howdy, the SEC gave us the thumbs up in this product. You don't need to maintain XRP to begin taking benefit of some of this stuff. Let us start taking walks you through exactly what this looks like. It additionally lets Ripple visit those partners and say, howdy, the SEC settled the case. They can by no means sue us again. They inexperienced lighted those products. We are ready to head. So it truly is why I'm in reality excited to see the concept of a settlement being brought up. I would be extremely satisfied if we form of moved far from the dismissal segment and the entirety went into settlement due to the fact that settlement in my eyes is the holy grail for Ripple and XRP transferring ahead. And I assume it's also superb news that Jeremy Hogan appears to think that these items are going to be occurring pretty fast here because he sees an agreement inside the case taking place earlier than decision at the ETF issue. So we are still anticipating the ETFs. We'll see what takes place there. We have all the filings.